the era of the Philadelphia Eagles as we know it is about to go through a massive, earth-shattering transformation that could redefine this entire franchise for the next decade. From a potential fairy tale reunion with a legendary Super Bowl hero to the shocking, blockbuster departure of our superstar #1 wide receiver. The walls of the Novaco complex are buzzing with rumors that will leave you absolutely breathless. We are diving deep into the most explosive updates straight from the NFL Combine in Indianapolis to see exactly how the front office is planning to build the next great championship roster. Before we break down these massive roster shifts, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, share this with every fan you know, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a second of the most intense coverage on the planet. Let's start with a story that feels like it's pulled straight from a Hollywood script. The potential return of the legendary Zach Ertz. Imagine the scene. The draft clock is ticking, free agency is in full swing, and a familiar face walks back through those doors to finish what he started. With Dallas Goedert potentially looking to secure one final, massive payday as he crosses that 30-year-old threshold, the team could find themselves with a gaping hole at the tight end position. While Goedert has been the more physical, well-rounded force, Ertz remains one of the most surgical pass catchers the game has ever seen. At 35 years old, he isn't the young buck who was drafted back in 2013, but his intelligence and hands are still elite. Could you imagine the emotion in the stadium if Ertz suited up again to chase history? He is currently sitting just 10 catches behind the great Harold Carmichael for the most receptions in franchise history. Bringing him back on a team-friendly, veteran deal wouldn't just be a feel-good story. It would be a strategic masterstroke for the 2026 season. Think about the impact of a move like this. You have a player who understands the culture. The front office has been working overtime scouting the next generation of tight ends at the Combine. We're talking about athletic freaks like Michael Trigg, who can snatch the ball out of the stratosphere with his incredible length and verticality. We are looking at physical monsters like Sam Roush out of Stanford, a big-body blocker who fits the old-school mold. If the team pairs a savvy veteran like Ertz with a rising star like Oscar Delp, Max Clare, or Jack Andre, this offense becomes a nightmare for defensive coordinators, provides a bridge from the past to the future. But here's the real question that has the entire city divided. Would you rather see the team pay a premium to keep an aging Dallas Goedert on a long-term deal? Or would you prefer the emotional and economical move of bringing Zach Ertz home to break the all-time record while grooming a first-round rookie? As we look toward the future, the rumors only get louder and more daring. While everyone is focused on the offense, a massive defensive cloud is forming over the horizon, and its name is Max Crosby. The whispers out of Indianapolis are growing into a roar. There is a legitimate chance the mad scientist of the pass rush gets moved. Could our front office actually pull off a trade for one of the most dominant defensive forces in the NFL? While several teams like Chicago, Baltimore, and Buffalo are reportedly lurking, our birds are firmly in the mix of teams keeping tabs on his availability. Insiders have noted that the Raiders' asking price is astronomical, potentially 2 first-round picks, but the reality of the trade market often settles for a first and a second-round selection. A move of this magnitude comes with a staggering price tag. We're talking about a cap hit north of $30 million. Crosby is a premier player, a motor that never stops, and one of the best run-stuffers in the league. However, he is approaching 29 and has dealt with some late-season injuries over the last 3 years. Is he worth the risk? To make the math work, the team might have to do the unthinkable. Move on from a cornerstone of the offense to fortify the trenches. This brings us to the most controversial question of the day that I need you to answer in the comments right now. If it meant landing a generational, elite pass rusher like Max Crosby to anchor the defense for the next 5 years, would you be willing to trade away A.J. Brown to make the finances and the draft capital work? Tell me why or why not in the comments below. I am reading every single one. The reality of an A.J. Brown trade is no longer just a what-if scenario being discussed by fans on social media. It is a conversation happening in the highest circles of the league. Information is leaking that Brown's camp has been performing secret recon, gauging interest and looking at potential landing spots to see if there is greener grass elsewhere. While the locker room holds immense respect for his talent, and he is a beloved figure within the organization, the front office is notoriously cold-blooded when it comes to maximizing value. If a team like the New England Patriots or another contender offers a haul of picks that is too rich to turn down, the unthinkable could happen. The logic is starting to lean toward a total reset at the position for several reasons. First, this year's wide receiver class is historically deep. We are talking about a choose-your-flavor type of draft where you can find elite speed, massive size, or technical route running in the first and second rounds. By moving a high-priced veteran, the team could secure a marquee wideout on a cost-controlled rookie contract for the next 5 seasons. This frees up the massive cash flow needed to navigate the void years that are about to hit the salary cap. Secondly, there is a growing belief within the building that Devontae Smith is more than ready to ascend to the true number 1 role. The coaching staff has been gushing over Smitty's trajectory, believing his ceiling hasn't even been touched yet. In the new offensive scheme under Sean Mannion, Smith has the route-running precision and the competitive fire to be a 1,500-yard receiver. We saw glimpses of it when Brown was sidelined. The offense looked smoother, the ball was distributed more evenly, and the perceived need to force-feed one player vanished. Smith has already surpassed 1,000 yards in 3 of his first 5 seasons. He is a technician, a warrior, and someone who reaches his ceiling because of his sheer love for the game. If the team moves A.J. Brown, they aren't just losing a star. They are gaining the ability to build a more balanced, run-centric team that dominates the line of scrimmage without the distraction of target share drama. Now, let's pivot to the defensive side of the ball, where the strategy for free agency is becoming crystal clear. The priority is simple: pass rush, and more pass rush. The team is expected to move heaven and earth to bring back Jalen Phillips. He has become the perfect chess piece in a Vic Fangio-led defense, flourishing under a system that prizes his versatility and explosive first step. At a projected cost of around $20 million per year, he represents the exact type of high-impact investment the front office loves. When you look at the current roster, only Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt are locked in at the edge. That is a terrifyingly thin rotation for a team that prides itself on defensive dominance. Furthermore, we have to prepare for some heart-wrenching departures. It is highly likely that players like Reed Blankenship and even Dallas Goedert walk away in free agency. For a player like Blankenship, who has earned relatively little in his career so far, this is his one shot to set his family up for life. The Eagles simply may not be able to match the offers coming from teams with more cap space. This puts even more pressure on the upcoming draft and the development of the young core. Expect the team to explore long-term extensions for the monsters in the middle, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Keeping that interior connection together is the key to ensuring the defense remains a fortress for years to come. Finally, we have to talk about the backbone of Philadelphia football: the offensive line. During the combined drills in Indianapolis, the atmosphere was electric as the next crop of giants took the field. All eyes were on our offensive line coach, Chris Cooper, as he meticulously evaluated every movement, every rep, and every interview. With the legendary Lane Johnson not getting any younger, the search for his successor is officially on. This isn't just about finding a backup, it's about finding the next 10-year starter. At pick number 23, the team is in a prime position to strike. Caden Proctor is a name that has been flying up draft boards. He is a massive human being who has shown incredible discipline by transforming his body, dropping from 390 pounds down to a lean and mean 353. He moved with startling fluidness at the combine and reportedly had an excellent meeting with the Birds brass. Then you have developmental freaks of nature like Max Ihenekor. He is a relative newcomer to the sport, but his raw physical tools are the kind that coaches salivate over. Whether it's Monroe Freeling's athleticism or the towering height of Blake Miller out of Clemson, the mission is clear: protect the franchise at all costs. The strategy is apparent. The team wants to find a player who can potentially start at guard as a rookie, solidifying the interior, while being groomed to slide out to tackle once Lane Johnson eventually hangs up his cleats. This bridge strategy has worked for this franchise for decades, and they aren't about to change it now. We are entering a period of high-stakes gambling where every decision made by the front office could lead to a parade or a rebuild. The moves made in the next few weeks will dictate whether we are headed back to the Super Bowl or entering a period of painful transition. The passion in the city is at an all-time high. Fans are frustrated by the late-season collapses of the past, and they are hungry for a roster that reflects the toughness of Philadelphia. From the potential return of Zach Ertz to the possible departure of A.J. Brown, the 2026 offseason is shaping up to be the most dramatic in recent memory. We are seeing a shift in philosophy, a move toward youth, financial flexibility, and a more balanced defensive approach. One thing is for certain: the roster you see today will look nothing like the one that takes the field in September. The grind never stops, and neither do the rumors. We will be right here in the studio and back at the facilities, bringing you every update as it breaks. Nobody is grinding like we are to get you the inside scoop. We are at the Combine, we are at the Super Bowl, and we are in the rooms where the decisions happen. This is the most critical juncture for the franchise since the 2017 run. Every draft pick, every signing, and every trade is a piece of a massive puzzle that the front office is trying to solve before the window closes. The energy in Indianapolis was unlike anything I've felt in 5 years. You walk into a restaurant or a hotel lobby and you're standing next to a GM or a lead scout. The conversations are happening in the shadows, and the consensus is that Philadelphia is about to be very, very aggressive. They aren't content with just being good. They want to be legendary again. They want that feeling of the trophy being hoisted on Broad Street. And if that means making the hard choices, trading a fan favorite, letting a veteran walk, or taking a chance on a raw prospect, they are prepared to pull the trigger. As we wrap up this deep dive into the latest rumors, remember that this is a community effort. We want to hear your voice. The front office might make the moves, but the fans are the heartbeat of this team. Are you excited about the prospect of a Zach Ertz reunion? Or do you think we should leave the past in the past? Do you believe Devontae Smith is a true number one receiver? Or is trading A.J. Brown a mistake that will haunt us for years? The debate starts now. Make sure you stay tuned as we head into the opening of the free agency window on March 9th. We will be live, bringing you every signing the moment the ink is dry. The road to the 2026 season starts right here, and the stakes have never been higher. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you are the first to know when the next bombshell drops. We are just getting started, and the offseason is officially in full swing. This is the time of year where legends are made and rosters are forged in fire. Thank you for being part of the journey. We'll see you in the next one. Would you like me to create a breakdown of the salary cap savings for each potential trade discussed?